Good to be back. South Carolina is obviously home. Appreciate a lot of people in this area, and to me, I think talking to the adults as well as the kids is huge because I've been there obviously, and then from a different perspective now, kind of being away from the game at this moment, being able to watch a lot more. You see a lot of things, and just a little bit of advice that I can give kids to hopefully help them on their journey. Just to know to be grateful if you can play the game, as long as you can play it, just be real grateful and enjoy it.
How tough has it been for you the past 2 seasons watching the Gamecocks struggle?
It's been a little tough, but really just it's hard to win in the SEC, and I think that's something that people begin to take for granted here. And I'm sure if Clemson were to go on a season where they won 7 or struggled a year, people would be going crazy there too. But it's tough to win. I mean, coaches spend their whole days recruiting now and getting the best players they can get, and you got to really be about it. And I think South Carolina's struggling through that now, but they'll be all right. They'll get through it and just go through this part to get to it, and it'll make you appreciate it when you're there.
The Gamecocks have played one true freshman at quarterback this year, and there's speculation that they could add another into that mix. When you look back at your career here, could you have handled starting as a true freshman?
No, I didn't even know what cover 3 was as a true freshman probably. I was pretty clueless. I thank God that I wasn't good enough to play as a freshman. Just the expectations those guys have to deal with. They're not always prepared, and it's not anyone's fault. And they're just young. And expectation in recruiting these days is that someone has some stars by their name and they're better than anyone on the roster. And I just don't believe that at any school. And I think that fans and media, good or bad, push the coaches to play these guys or give them a look when the guy just needs to develop a lot of times. And I think if it's in South Carolina, Clemson, Citadel, Charleston Southern, whoever it is, you got to give guys time to develop in a lot of situations, and especially at a high level of football like the SEC or ACC.
Was it hard for you being patient and having to wait until later in your career to get an opportunity?
Yeah, it was hard. You hit the moment, like I said, I wasn't ready as a freshman, but you get around a year or two and you want it to be kind of your show. And at the same time, it taught me a lot about taking advantage of reps and about being a great teammate, trying to be the best leader I could even when I wasn't playing. But I just knew guys would respect me when I did get a chance to get in the game. And it was tough, though, to sit and wait for a few years, for sure.
Where do you stand out with your professional career?
Yeah, for me right now, I'm staying in shape, having workouts with different teams, and just you don't know when someone's going to call you and say, come fly out and work out. So you got to stay in shape, stay ready. It's a weird job interview because you're out there, usually with another quarterback competing side by side for a kind of a pecking order and of guys they'll call if something happens. And so I'm just trying to take advantage of those opportunities and just be ready whenever the next team calls.
Optimistic that you'll get picked up before the end of the season?
I think so. I think really what I've tried to do, especially here recently with getting cut twice in a matter of 3 months, just work my butt off and grind, and then just trust God with the rest. That's what I try to do, and tell my wife, and we're in a good spot. We trust God completely, and know that if I'm in the NFL, we'll be extremely happy, and if I'm not, we'll be extremely happy, and that's the way we try to live.